Hi everyone, this is Sarah. Welcome back to my channel, Short Manga, and today I want to talk about how I got into collecting and watching anime and manga, and how I kind of ended up here on YouTube. I'm also in front of a new setup. I've kind of moved around, shifted angles to have my manga in the background. I thought this looked a little bit nicer. Let me know what you guys think. So just jumping into it, how I found out about anime and manga. I first found out about anime by watching Toonami when I was younger, probably in middle school. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Toonami. It was basically the late night, it's like from midnight to like 3 a.m. of like on Cartoon Network. They aired just like different anime like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, things like that, more common, really popular shows that kind of aired after hours when all the younger kids were asleep and the mature weebs came out. So I'm not sure what the airing schedule was, but Toonami would air shows in order or out of order. They would just have random episodes on every night. I think it went in an order, but I happened to catch it sometimes when I was in middle school, probably like 7th grade, if you stay up late enough. I am definitely not a night owl. I have always been a pretty much a morning person. I would rather get up at 5 a.m. every morning forever than have to stay up till 2 a.m. every night and sleep in till 2. Like I couldn't do that. So I was lucky, if you want to describe it that way, is when I was younger, my home growing up, we had DirecTV, so we had satellite dish. And for some reason, we got the Eastern, I'm from the East Coast, but we also got the same channels. So we get 2 Cartoon Networks, 2 Nickelodeons. And the only difference between the channels was, one was Eastern time and Pacific time. So Pacific time is 3 hours behind in Eastern time. So it kind of was awesome. So if you missed a show, you could just wait for it to come on later. And through this weird time channel thing that I had growing up, I was actually able to catch the first episode, and I got so lucky. I caught the first episode of the show Inuyasha, and I'm sure some of you might have heard of it. It's a very popular series, and I fell in love with it immediately. I couldn't sleep, so I just had gotten up when I was in like middle school. I was getting some water. I turned on the TV because I was not going to be able to fall back asleep. And I caught the first episode of Inuyasha. And this was a pivotal moment for me because to like a series, it could have a really cool plot and premise, but if I don't get like personally attached to like one of the characters, if I don't care about what happens to these people, even if it's cool, I'm not gonna be able to get into the series. So catching the first episode was really important because I was able to meet the characters and just be so enthralled in the world that was starting and wanting to know what happened. I was locked in. I just had to have that one episode of Inuyasha, and I needed to know what happened. I found eventually like YouTube and I would watch a lot of shows on there, like part 1, part 2. I'm sure that's a throwback for some people, watching episodes on YouTube. I didn't know what Crunchyroll was. I was just kind of piecing it together, figuring out how to watch shows and things like that. I didn't have the best internet growing up either, so having a steady connection really wasn't possible to stream things. And this is way back when. This is probably like 2006, 2007. And so I leaned very heavily into FYE. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's still around. FYE is like the letters stand for things, and I'm not gonna remember. But it's just, it's a popular electronics store. They do maybe sell manga. They smell like video games, CDs, things like that. And I would buy a lot of anime through them, and actually going to the mall, which doesn't exist now in my little town, rest in peace mall. But through going to FYE, they had a Borders in the mall. And another thing, rest in peace Borders, it was a smaller bookstore chain, and that's how I found manga, in the bookstore. I also love to read. I was into young adult books, and I still am, but spend more time reading manga these days. But when I wasn't in FYE and I went to Borders and I found out what manga was, I didn't realize that series would come from books, like written manga, to shows. I still had no concept of how that worked. And then so I was just in Borders and I picked up a series. I don't remember what my first series was. Some of my older series, some of the first things I picked up was Rosario plus Vampire, Bakuman, let me see, Mixed Vegetables, Full Moon, Vampire Night, Pretty Face is a manga I bought at a convention, which I'll get to. Yeah, and Blackbird, and Pandora Hearts, Chibi Vampire. Those were some of like my first starting off manga, and all of this was stuff that I found in Borders. Like, I didn't have many other friends that were really interested into that stuff, so I didn't really have too many people to talk to about it. So all that I knew existed was what was on this half shelf in Borders, and that was my world. Like, that's all the series that I would know of at the time, and that's how I just picked, was what looks good, what looks interesting. So I'd buy these series in Borders and bring them home, and that kind of led me to YouTube again. At the time, the manga community existed, and I feel like it has existed for a long time. I don't know when it originally started. It probably started right when YouTube began, 2005, but it was probably existing before then on another platform, but that's how I found the manga community. And I actually, in high school, started a manga channel, and I would do manga challenges, and I would do haul videos, and I would vlog my convention experience when I went to Anime North in Toronto, Canada. That was really cool. But I did all that kind of stuff on my channel, and I just have fond memories of it. And you know, I didn't have massive hauls. I didn't have a lot of money. I had like a side job, but not like an income as an adult now. But that's why I do think anyone can really start a channel. Look at me, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's nice to kind of have that way to connect to others online about your collection. And if you don't have a lot, I didn't either. My hauls were like 1 or 2 volumes when I was able to get a ride to Borders. But I look back with really fun times, and a lot of those nice comments I still remember, and people laughing at my little skip videos. And it was a great community then, and I feel like it still is a great community now, just kind of getting back into it. And then everything changed. Adulthood was calling. I had to go to college. It was a great experience. I was very lucky and privileged to be able to go, and I kind of stopped all manga collecting at that point. I stopped my channel because, you know, I just didn't have extra money and extra funds to put into manga. I was buying food to survive, and like textbooks and things like that. It definitely was a whole world shift, and going to a new area, a new city, and making friends, and kind of just getting absorbed into schoolwork, and being a little afraid to tell people that I really liked manga and anime. I feel like it could be off-putting, and I think there is still a horrible stereotype when you tell someone that you really like anime and manga. It's definitely more mainstream now, which I'm really grateful for, but I feel like there's still that edge. People are kind of like, you like what? So I didn't really talk about it. I didn't bring my manga to college. Just lugging around 200 volumes. It's not too much, but when you think about a small dorm, it's a lot. Now college has ended. I moved again to another city. I started working and still didn't really get back into it. Again, I was moving. I moved from where I was to halfway across the country. I again didn't want to bring them with me. I was worried about them getting damaged, and so another couple of years had passed until this year. I kind of got back onto YouTube again, and I, found the manga community again, and I'm very, very happy that I did, and it really just reignited my passion for manga. Not just reading it and collecting it, but just being able to talk about it and having that excitement when someone else has read a series, or that feeling when you find a series that you didn't even know existed and it's just like the one for you. And it's just a lot of great feelings that come with being able to talk about hobbies together, and that's kind of the main reason I rejoined. I started uploading onto YouTube because just another more direct way to get engaged with the community, and I really wanted to do that. It was so cool seeing people get new series or find really cool finds, and I was like, I want to do that too. And some people might say like, oh, you're too young, you're too old to do it, but anyone can do it. There's such an age range of people talking about their manga or what they would collect or what they want to read. You know, you don't need a billion volumes to like make a video, and I think that Winry agrees with me. And now more than ever, I think having a new creative outlet and a way to feel productive but also extend a hobby and just combine all these things into one is really great for my mental health right now, and I think it could help a lot of other people too. So I hope that kind of made sense. It's been a wonky ride to get back into manga collecting, but I'm so happy that I'm doing it, and I just kind of found that enjoyment that I had when I was younger in it again. And I'm very lucky to have my partner in crime here with me. So that's the story I had. I hope you guys liked it. It's kind of all over the place, but so is my channel and my life. So at the end here, really quickly, I just wanted to make a small update to my last video of that little manga haul that I had. I actually was able to go back to that store and pick up the Tomo-chan is a Girl 4 and 5 because I'm absolutely obsessed with this story and the characters, and I just want to see what happens. So I actually already read these. I got them a few days ago, and I have the last 3 volumes of 6, 7, and 8 coming. They should come tomorrow, so I can binge this series. I haven't binged a series in a really long time. Again, as you guys know, I just recently started collecting again in November, December time, and this is like the first series where I was kind of money irresponsible, and I was like, I need it now, I need it now. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how it ends, and thankful that for my wallet that it's only 8 volumes, and I'll see how nicely it wraps up. And yeah, so I'm very happy to have them. And I was able to also get Wotokoi Volume 4. It's the latest addition to the series, and now that I have it, I can just binge Wotokoi and catch up. So I just wanted to update you guys that I did have these, and I didn't want to have a haul of it all on its own for 3 volumes, but I'm hoping for next week to have a few packages from Right Stuff come in and have more of a February haul for y'all. And so that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of my new setup. And I'm gonna sign off now before Winry destroys this delicate system that I have here to hold up the camera. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!